This is part 2 of my exercises for bigger butt great legs. If you saw part 1, then you'll know that this is going to be good too. These are the exercises that I'll be covering in this video. The first one I'll be demonstrating is the box squat. This is excellent for beginners. If you're a beginner to squatting, you want to use the box squat first to work on your form. Anybody who's intimidated by the free weight squat, use the box squat or the bench squat to work on your form first and to build that confidence. You want to use a bench or a box that will allow you to squat to parallel or even below parallel. And you're going to use the same form that I mentioned in part 1. You're going to use the semi-wide stance, which I'm using right here. I'm switching over here to a narrow stance. You can use all 3 stances that I mentioned in part 1, which I'll show you here. And you got to make sure that bench is positioned properly so you're sitting down, comfortably. You don't want to rest too long on the bench here. 1 second is pretty much the length of time. You can see how quickly I'm coming right back up. Pushing through your heels is very important that when you're doing this barbell squat. Next is the shoulder or narrow stance deadlift. In part 1 I showed you the sumo stance. In the narrow stance you're going to get a larger range of motion, so you're going to activate your glutes more, but you're going to be using a little bit lighter weight than you can in a sumo. Because if you use too much weight in a narrow, you're actually going to target your lower back too much. I'm using a weight belt here. It's actually better for safety purposes when you're deadlifting or squatting to use a weight belt. Next is the barbell bridge. You're pretty much going to be performing a normal bridge. I'm sure most people have performed bridges before. You're going to place the barbell on your hip area. Make sure that pad is on the bar so you can have that comfort there. Otherwise, if you're forming the bar, which is the bar there, it's going to be very painful. So make sure you have a pad there. Make sure it's on the right portion of your hips so you don't feel any pain. And you're just going to thrust up as far as you can, just like you're performing a bridge. Targets your hamstrings, as you can see, and also your glutes. Now, I like to perform the barbell bridge after performing squats and deadlifts in order to decompress your back, because you usually get pretty sore in the lower back when performing squats and deadlifts. So the barbell bridge is an excellent workout to help relieve some of that pain and soreness in the back. You can do this with light weight. You can actually just use the barbell to do this. Next is the front squat. A lot of people don't like performing back squats, so if you feel more comfortable performing a front squat, go ahead and do so. The weight is going to be, of course, lighter because you're holding the weight pretty much on your upper chest area there, just right around your clavicle. But if you feel more comfortable performing a front squat, go ahead and do so. I find these pretty challenging to do, so I don't perform these very often, or pretty much at all. But like I say, whatever's comfortable for you to do. Front squats are beneficial for the quads, so they can be added to your arsenal. Next is the barbell lateral squat. This exercise is just as important as the deadlift and the squat. Just like the animation says on the screen, this exercise will help increase your hip size. You have to use the barbell. Ladies, you'll probably want to put a 5 on there and a 10, and then move up to the 25 later. You want to gain balance. You want to squat down a little lower than what I'm doing here. I'm sore, so I'm not doing a very good job here. But your lunging knee shouldn't be bending too far forward. It should stay at about 90 degrees. And your other leg should be pretty straight. You want to squat backwards, sit back on that lunging knee, and come right back. Excellent workout to increase your hip size. Here is the example leg workout video. You probably want to pause this. You probably want to follow this. You want to spread your squat and deadlift days out. If you want to learn about the pyramid scheme, which I mentioned there, watch my workout regimen video if you have not already done so. And also make sure you view my part 1 video if you haven't done so as well. Visit my channel, subscribe!